Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Making his return back into the building. The prodigal son has returned. Our boy, BXL, House of Glory's own Big Boss is in the building.
We back. What's good, bro?
What's goody? What's goody? Like I always say, man, you're my own Jim Jones, man. You're my Dipset for life, bro. For real, for real.
No
Looking good, man. Looking good. It's been a couple of months that we've spoken. Looking good.
Like a month.
Yeah. Are we ring ready? We ring ready?
Who, me?
Ready to jump in that ring again one more time? We'll give it one more run.
Wait, where you get that from?
Listen, they don't call me Mr. Ear to the Mat for nothing. You know what I mean? I might have heard some things.
No doubt.
Nah. Man, listen, big card coming up. It's you guys WrestleMania, right? Basically, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. High intensity, man. This is one for the ages, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm so happy for this one, man. It's every year it seems to get bigger and bigger for you guys.
Yeah, well.
What is it like to what is it like to put together a card like this, knowing the like what's on it? What's gonna be, you know, the level of excitement from the fans and such? Or how is it that you put into play to put a card like this together?
I think the first thing to do is picking that one person that you know that fans want to come out and see. I mean, you have to, we have to. Me and Red have to, drop some money to make sure that we get at least one big name that, last year I think we had like Tanahashi or so. You know what I mean? And this year, obviously, we got Swerve. So for me, it's just like, we could get that one big name, and I think that that would draw a lot of attention. You know what I mean? It's just make the event bigger. So that's what we try to strive for.
Yeah, you got the Swerve and Amazing Red matches. It's dream match capabilities that we have here.
Absolutely. Swerve wanted to wrestle him for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that if I mentioned that match to him, you know what I'm saying, and made him an offer that he couldn't refuse, and I knew that he was gonna do it.
Speaking of Red, like, how has it been with him? He's always low key. He doesn't really like the big spotlight and such like that, but he always finds a way to get the big names that want to have him come out just to have just one-offs with them. Is it as easy sell for him, or is sometimes it's kind of like pulling teeth with him to get these matches together?
I think now it's easier than before. And it's most of the time is the wrestlers that ask to wrestle him. You know what I'm saying? Like the first thing, I'm telling you, man, like 90% of the time is like, can I wrestle Red? You know what I mean? Can you give me Red? And it's like you give them Red, and it's just they'll do whatever they have to do to make that match happen, knowing like maybe he's gonna retire soon because he retired before, and some of these guys like grew up watching Red. You know what I'm saying? Even like Mustafa Ali when we had him in Boston, like in Philadelphia Mania weekend. You know what I mean? Like, if you heard his speech, like, you know what I'm saying? And even before then, he's just like, yo, I grew up watching Red. You know what I mean? So a lot of these guys that are, like, in position right now, they want to be able to get that match. For them to feel like, I got to wrestle one of the legends. You know what I mean? Because he is a legend. You know what I mean? And I always, for me, it's like, now I'm happy. And for the most part, it's to help House of Glory. You know what I'm saying? He does it to help House of Glory. You know what I mean? He knows that if I put myself, if I put be in this match, it's gonna help us, the brand. You know what I mean? So Red does just like me and him. When it comes to the brand, we basically would do whatever we have to do. You know what I'm saying?
How does he stay ring ready? Because he's elusive when it comes to having
You know,
conversations and interviews already.
I don't think that I think when you get to a certain level, obviously we get older and age and stuff like that, and our body's not the same. But even though, like, even when Red's not ring ready and he goes in there, Red's the type of person, man. Like, he's a trainer, and a lot of our students could tell you this, that he's not a trainer that just stands in the side and be like, okay, go do this. And it's like sometimes I gotta be like, yo, bro, you don't have to go in there and do all that with them. Like, he'll have matches with guys that you know what I mean, like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
don't even know how to do matches. He'll go in there and they will feed off of him, and he teaches them a lot like that. You know what I mean? And I don't know how other schools operate, but when it comes to Red, I feel like even when he's not ring ready, he goes in there and he just tears it up. It's just in him. You know what I mean? He's really that good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here trying to, like, because he's my business partner. It's just what I see. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he really does this, man, for real.
I mean, the name carries so much weight as well, and plus his notoriety and his legendary career stands out. I mean, we just recently saw pictures circulating where Bailey and Mercedes Moné stopped by at the
Yeah,
building. You know what I mean? So it's like
absolutely.
it says a lot to say that whenever they swinging past the East Coast,
Of
you
course,
know,
and what you think that she's there for? Like, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, she goes there, and I'm witness to this. Like, multiple matches that she had, even when she was in WWE, and we had, like, Charlotte come to the school, and we had Ronda Rousey come to the school. Like, Red is actually in the ring, giving her the ideas and putting some of these spots together for her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but obviously Sasha is nasty. You know what I'm saying? And she's really good. But she comes to him for help, and he helps her a lot. You know what I'm saying? And that's it's just dope because she's dope too, and Sasha's Monet, you call her, but she's nasty, man. Like, she's really really good. And Red tells it all the time when she's there. He'll come to me and be like, yo, she's really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's good.
Yeah, it's a lot of times when you look at the days of tape trading or the days of the emergence of wrestling on the internet. I always said the internet bred like two things for viewership. It was porn and
Yeah,
wrestling. We were able to get that hand in hand, and
right.
once the days of tape trading was done, when we could look at videos and stuff, Red's name always came up on that top of everybody's list. Besides the New Japan stuff.
Facts.
How's it been for someone that you've come up with, not only grown up wise, but in the business wise, to continue to have a business partnership and such like that? Because they always said it's tough to make money with family. You know what I mean? So how's that been going?
100%. I think, and I just thank God for that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's never, it's not always perfect. You know what I'm saying? But me and him do play our position, and we both own the company. You know what I mean? And we basically, remember, we have the school and we have the promotion. You know what I'm saying? So he's more hands on the school, and I'm more hands on the promotion. You know what I mean? Running the events and stuff like that. So we know what you know what I mean? Like, I can't go to him and tell him you got to do this in the school. He doesn't come to me and be like, do this. Like, you know what I mean? Even if he, like, obviously I ask him for his opinion. You know what I mean? Because his knowledge is, you know what I mean, is anytime I feel like I need help with something, I'll ask him, and he gives me what I need to hear. Like, all right, cool, I'm right. All right, I'll do this. You know what I mean? But we both play two different parts. You know what I mean? And he just runs the school. Like, I mean, obviously I won't be able to. I think I'm good at talking, like, you know what I mean, motivating the students, but he does all
Hmm.
around. He's all around. Like, he get private party, and a lot of the guys out there, Charles Mason, you know what I mean, Gangone, Smiley, like, I mean, this is all Red's work. You know what I'm saying? And I think that me and him play two different positions. You know what I'm saying? And we play the positions well, and we here, and I just feel like, I think God wants us together. You know what I mean? That's why it always works. We both got our faith and stuff like that, and that's it. I'm there for him, and he's there for me.
Very Dame and Jay in the early days of Rockefeller. That's very, very he's the talent, and you're out there getting that paper. Coming across, we're getting Violet versus Megan Bain. She's one on the rise that everybody's been keeping an eye out for a long time in the women's
Yeah.
scene, and there's the possibility that you might be getting one of her last one-offs before she hits the main market. How is it that you get your finger on the pulse of when it comes to indies on the rise? I know we spoke about it before, but do you get a lot of insight from your students, from other wrestlers, Do other guys that you associate with, they be like, yo, you really need to check her out. You know, she's good money. Like,
Yeah,
what's your
absolutely.
what's
Yeah,
your insight on it?
you gotta remember, like for me, my students are in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? I do Hog, and my guys wrestle for Hog, and a lot of them, wrestle other places. So they in tune, they're around these wrestlers and stuff like that, and they know who's on the come up, or you know what I mean, who will be good in Hog. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's one or two students that will send me, messages and be like, yo, check your eyes, check this person out, or check that person out. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm more of like a character person. I'm a fan of character, and when it came to Megan, they actually, one of them sent me a message like a month ago, but I've been watching her since for like 2 years. Like,
Hmm.
I seen her wear that costume. I seen a video on social media or a picture of her, and I'm like, wow, what I could do with this girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to promo wise,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's like, we film these promos. We're gonna probably start getting back to the cinema promos, but like, when it comes to like the HOGPD and the Charles Masons and all these promos, like, I'm like really hands on that. You know what I'm saying? So when I see her, I look at her and I'm like, wow, what I could do to her and really make her character stand out, instead of just her coming out into the ring and she's like, oh, I'm a goddess or whatever. No, our promos will make people feel like you are a goddess. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like I've been had my eyes on her, and the thing with me was more of like, when do I press the button? When do I
Right.
book her? When is the right time? You know what I'm saying? So this might be the right time. I don't know.
Yeah, I seen her a couple of times in other promotions. I was like, yo, there's a lot of times when you look at women and you have to like, nod your head or whatever. I'm like, but nah, she's legit. The girl, the woman
Yeah,
knows how to put it together, man. House of Glory presents High Intensity, guys, July 26th
this
at the
Friday.
NYC Arena, New York City, baby. If you locally, let's get it. Let's get in the building.
Yeah, it's
You know
gonna
what
be
I mean?
crazy for sure.
Got to get you guys in the building. Shit, it's never a dull moment when we at HOG, man, and it's always been a blast every time we pull up, man. So guys, you don't
Especially
want to miss
you,
it.
man. You be crazy drunk and putting in crazy signs, trying to beat up the wrestlers.
I let's just say I'm not drunk. Let's just say I'm highly enjoying myself.
No doubt. I
I'm,
appreciate
I'm
that, brother.
I'm
That's
highly intense, and especially now. Listen, the regular section is growing and growing every time the show comes, man. That section
yeah.
is ours, B.
Yeah, no, you're
Regardless of
right.
what you
Yeah,
say, bro.
you definitely took over that section for sure.
Let, Speaking of takeover, we were just mentioning women. Violet's basically taking over the scene in the women's division, and it's been for me, it's been hit or miss with her. But I do admire the fact that she has been one who she takes in that heat. She
Yeah,
loves that. She embraces it. Is
that's
that
one thing
something
about
that
her.
is that something that you often try to convey as well? Because you've been a person who's been known to take the heat as well. If there's something that
Yeah,
you've
no doubt.
helped her to tutilize with her with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Violet is like probably the best heel female we ever had. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? I think she's really good at what she does. You know what I'm saying? And we have the other girl, Diamond, now, and she's a great heel also, and she's under like Violet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I try to help as much as I can when it comes to with her and the way she is, but I think she got it. Like, you know what I mean? When it comes to Violet, like, it's there. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm a fan of hers, and that's why she has the title. Like, she really does what she needs to do, and she'll get in the ring with anybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she carries the HOG banner on her back. You know what I mean? Especially in the females division, even if people don't agree with that. But for me, it's just like, this is what I see, and I see all the hard work she puts in. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, Diamond is all good with me. She comes into freestyle music. She can't be that much of a hit. She comes into to Diamond Girl. I'm with it. So I pop every time she goes and she comes into the ring. Then we got a CBK versus the main event.
Yeah,
Oh man, like you got born bred HOG right here in this match. This is
that's a
like
fact.
this is greatness in its beginning and its storytelling. From two spectrums here. I know Mason was your homebred like creation because I kind of believe there's a part of you in Charles Mason.
What you say that for?
Well, you know, the
That's crazy.
wealth, the tactic, the heelish ways, and that real sinister side. There's the opposite side of of God's son, and there's the devil's child as well. So
Yeah.
maybe there's a little BXL in a Charles Mason. Maybe there's a Charles Mason in all of us.
Yeah, I can
But
see that.
how's been the progression from him when he came in, as the Mason family to what he is now?
It's unbelievable. You know what I mean? This kid got so much talent, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a like, because I see these guys how all the work they put in. You know what I mean? When it comes to all my students, you know what I mean? But you talking about Mason, and for me, it's like this guy is one of a kind, man. You know what I'm saying? Like his work ethic is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? He really takes this serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all his matches, and for me, when it comes to Mason, one thing about Mason that I love, and he's not selfish. You know what I'm saying? And he does anything to help his HOG brothers. You know what I'm saying? I lost you.
No, I'm here. I'm here. I just want to give you your screen time.
Yeah. So and all my guys are like that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of there's none of my guys that are like selfish. They always try to help each other. You know what I mean? And obviously, the spotlight for me, I feel is on Mason because he's really killing it out there. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I hear him talk and I say things, and it's always to help one of his guys. And when I say one of his guys, one of the HOG brothers. You know what I mean? Like, and I appreciate that. Like, you know what I mean? When guys and a lot of, again, like a lot of my guys are like that. But there's some specific people, man, that when I look at them, I respect them as a man. You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, like you don't have to do that. Like, you know what I mean? But you do that because you want to be able to put everybody on. You know what I mean? Give everybody a spotlight. You know what I'm saying? And just like with Lasombra, you know what I mean? You see some Lasombra been doing his thing with the Crown Jewel title, and Mason helped him a lot. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's just him wanting to help the next man to be able to succeed, and I respect that. Like, you know what I mean? A lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also see the fact that you put in a lot of time and effort with getting him booked as well with big names, man. His last couple
Yeah.
of runs was huge, man.
Yeah, and
He
I try to do that with all my guys. Like, you know what I mean? Anybody, like, if you go and I think I said this before on this platform, like, if you go and ask, I say 90% of my guys that train at House of Glory, ask them who was their favorite match. And they will probably, and anywhere, House of Glory, outside of Horror, and they will probably say House of Glory. You know what I mean? Because I always try to give my guys the biggest names that's out there. You know what I'm saying? From the tag teams to the cruiserweights to the heavyweights. Like, you know what I mean? If you look at my guys and you look at all their matches, and we had a list of all my guys from Smiley to Gangone to Cam Broadway to Charles Mason to Nolo to the tag team to main event. Go look at they catalog. And when they wrestle in House of Glory, how me and Red, not I, me and Red give them the biggest names that we could find out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been about our guys, like, you know what I mean? And and that's what I love. Like, I mean, this is what I do it for. You know what I mean? When my guys feel like, yo, this is the best match I had, or yo, thank you for bringing this person to wrestle me, because a lot of other promotions won't do that. They won't get one of my guys and bring like, yo, let's go bring I don't know, anybody, the Hardys. Let's bring the
right.
Hardys to wrestle this guy because they cost too much money. You know what I mean? Through the grace of God, we could be able to do it. You know what I mean? And bring out guys to be able to wrestle, people that they want to wrestle, or people that are supposed to be top guys in the industry, for they can get their exposure. You know what I mean? I think that's super important.
Yeah, wrestling fan Frankie Mixon, and he says Mason's my son's favorite out there.
That's what's up.
And it's crazy because as much as he's not supposed to be kid friendly, for some reason
They
there's
love him.
always they love him. He has a love hate relationship with a little girl that's there as well.
Yeah, I love that.
It's
That's
hilarious,
amazing.
man.
And you know why? Because he's dead serious. That's what makes it even dope. Like, you know what I mean? When he's looking at her, he looks like he really wants to just eat the little girl up. Like, yo, I would eat your head off your shoulders. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I got a
like,
new sign for him when he comes out for that one.
That's what's up.
And before we move on, main event, they're knocking on that door, precipice of launching pad. Let's get them out there. That's gonna be probably your next big tag team going out the door. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for saying that?
Nah, you're not wrong. I think that they've been ready. You know what I mean? I think that when it comes to them, they special, man. Like they characters that they have with the circus and stuff like that. Everybody, when it comes to like tag teams and stuff like that, everybody does the same thing. You know what I mean? Everybody's doing the same thing, and like again, I told you before, I'm a fan of character. You know what I mean? And they character is awesome, and they have great matches. If you look at the guys that we bring in to go against them, they always have shit crazy matches. These guys are really good together. You know what I'm saying? And character, I'm a fan of character, and they've been doing their thing. So they definitely need they just do, and hopefully, you know, by the end of this year, they'll make it somewhere. They'll be somewhere.
Yeah, it's always it's like I said, since I've been lucky to been there from the first day to see how progress grows from your students to become where they are now. It's
Yeah.
big, big, big. It swells my heart to even say, like I could say, like I was there from day one with those guys, man. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. Yeah,
And then
man.
you get a 6-way championship match. You get Gringo Loco versus Kevin Knight. You've really, but you've elevated that title, man. I remember your early days with what you wanted to do with that title. How have you been feeling going from here on out with how the beginning of that title has become till now?
I think I think it's been going good. We had a lot of great 6-way champions. You know what I mean? Obviously Nolo had it, and Montequilla had it for a long time.
All right.
Casey Navarro had it. You know, what I mean, he did a great job with it. He's a great heel. And there's now is Gringo's turn. You know what I mean? Gringo's one of the best cruiserweights out there, one of the best high flyers out there, and he loves Hog. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I had conversations when we first booked him, and the things that he was saying, I was listening to him. I'm like, wow, this guy really like loves Hog. He's a fan. This is like his first time here, and he was just like, and sometimes people, where they like some people just don't like to tell people how they feel, and he's the type of person like he was just being honest. Like, I've been waiting to come here for a very long time. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? And he got his opportunity, and he has also grew up watching Red, and so we trying to put that match. I'm saying it now. We trying to put that match in Chicago because he's from Chicago and he wants to wrestle Red. So we might put him against Red in Chicago. And Chicago, we announced Chicago and we sold a lot of tickets. You know what I mean? And we never debuted it. This is our debut now. We never ran a show there. And it's gonna be. I think we're gonna sell that place out.
Oh, please! I got too many people who were hitting me back. It was like, yo, really? They're gonna debut Dijak in Chicago. We could get NY Love. We can't get Dijak in NY.
But even before we announced them, we sold a lot of tickets. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We were supposed to do it, do Dijak, and obviously in New York it would be dope. And then it was just like, this is a great opportunity to, to bring some kind of a big name or somebody that especially him. He just got released. So it'll make sense to have him debut in Chicago and make it a bigger event. You know what I mean? But we got a lot of people that we're gonna announce. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting that place to be sold out.
Yeah. Then we got the World Championship match. We have Max Santana versus Zila Fatu. This was a guy that you almost didn't get. There was often talks that he might be signing, might be going to the big show, but so far so good. We got him locked in.
Yeah.
What was the conversations like to get him?
It's crazy because I've been wanting to West Side Gun just text me. Going there.
He got excited.
That's my brother.
Is he pulling up?
I don't know. He just texted me right now.
Oh,
But so Zilla. So yeah, it's crazy because I was gonna book Zilla a couple of months ago, and then I decided not to bring him in. I was like, you know what? Like, I don't think it's the time now. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because my student Isaiah from Private Party, he had sent me a text, and he's like, you know who Zilla is? And I'm like, yeah, I heard of him. He's like, I think you should bring him in. You know what I mean? And me and him was going back and forth with him for a while, and I was like, all right, let's see. And then I feel like this was a great opportunity now. High intensity. It's one of our biggest shows, and the dude is like, he's making a name for himself out there. Obviously, the bloodline thing is a big deal right now. And I think he will get signed, but not right now. You know what I mean? I think that he should definitely be staying in the Indies for a while, at least for like a year, to get the experience and then go up. You know what I mean? Because the kid got talent and stuff like that, and that whole situation over there in WWE. Like, I think he'll fit in perfect with them guys.
Yeah, I just have to say, like, this is one of those matches because me and Santana, I'm like, man. I mind of man's work ethic the guy puts on the show. but he's just one of those. Is like
Who that?
Mike. Mike could come off a little bit abrasive sometimes. You know, sometimes how he could be.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean abrasive?
You know, sometimes he could be sometimes a little bit unapproachable to sometimes at some
Yeah,
moments.
of course.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's that New York we be on. You know what I mean?
But
Like sometimes people look at me and feel like I'm unapproachable.
you
Like, you know what I'm
know,
saying?
get
Yeah,
out of
look,
here.
look,
Never.
I think it depends who it is. You know what I'm saying? I really do think it depends who it is because I get that a lot. Like, I don't want to approach you. I feel like you're upset or whatever. But I think it's just the person. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's my brother, man. I think the guy is gonna do some great things, man. And I told you this a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Not just because he's my champion. So you're gonna see. Like, next time this year, like this time next year, or maybe if God haven't come yet, but maybe in 2 years, you're gonna see like this guy is like, you know what I mean? He's gonna do some dope things in wrestling for sure.
Definitely. Like I said, ring wise, I'm not mad at him. Like I said, but sometimes he can come off a little bit asshole-ish. But that's okay.
I'm surprised somebody like you. I would think that it's weird, but I would think that somebody like you would be like a big fan of his.
I mean,
that's just me.
like
I
said, I see what it is, and he put in a lot of work, especially when he was hurt and such. He put in a lot of work, man, to get where he's at.
Let me tell you something. People, I think him and Ortiz was great together. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think they were one of the best tag teams in the world. Like, these guys were really great together. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, I don't think I ever told anybody this, but like I was on the phone with him for like an hour and a half trying to convince him to stay where like they should stay as tag teams. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, when you hear both of the stories and stuff like that, you understand why decisions has to be made. You know what I'm saying? So once I really understood and I understood what was going on and what happened, I think that this was the right decision. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's killing it. I like him. I like the tag team. I just like both. I think as a singles, I think he's great. If you watch him in TNA, like I don't even watch TNA, but I've been watching TNA just to watch him, to see his matches. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. I've been watching to watch him, so and he been killing it. The fans are really behind him. You know what I'm saying? So he been doing his thing. So I'm excited for what he has in store next.
Yeah, I understood the breakup. I get it. Sometimes there comes that fork in the road, and you gotta know when to cut the ties here and there. And I understood that. I got that. And when I heard him in interviews discuss it, and even Ortiz and stuff, they discuss it. I got it. And it's sometimes it's the time. It's a time. I get that. It's
I think what it is.
You got to go your separate ways sometimes.
Yeah, and also I'm Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's like through the years, I always felt like there was nobody that really represented us. You know what I'm saying? Like, but not like in a corny way. It's always been like super corny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not to disrespect nobody, because especially Puerto Rican wrestlers like them, they open the doors for all of us. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like just the way he is, like it's authentic. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he represents it well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. High Intensity Guys, Friday, July 26th. New York City Arena, Queens, New York, stand up, baby. Come pull up, 7 p.m. It's going to be going to be lit. You guys are streaming, or you're going to be on Thriller, right?
Of course, we stream.
Yeah. So if you're not in the New York City area, make sure you check us out on Thriller as well. We're going to be lock, stock, and ready to roll. And before I let you go, I also want to say that once again, you're pulling out the Matt Travis Battle Royal, man. And once again, you know how personal that is for me, man. Like,
I think
Maddie Maddie was my guy. And I'm glad that we get to honor him with this. I missed the inaugural one. I had to work that down, but I'm happy that I'm gonna be here for this one. You got some good names in there. You got some old school, got some new guys up in there who's gonna be part of the mix, paying tribute. I saw the vignette that you guys did. Many of the guys were honoring his legacy and such, man.
Sure.
How deep and personal is this for you as well, man?
I think when it comes to Maddie, man, it's just it's a touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to not we can't forget him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, even, there's times I'll sit there and then he'll just cross my mind. You know what I mean? And it's just like, obviously, I miss him. You know what I mean? We all miss him. And it's crazy how so many people had their own little relationship with him.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy because, people, the world we live in, people pass, you know what I mean? But when it came to like Matt, it felt like it touched a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because they had their own stories with him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's crazy because again, I never even told nobody this. When that happened to Matt, the people in the hospital called me. Like, I knew before anybody. I was the first person to know. You know what I mean? And when they called me, it was like 6 a.m, and they called me and they were like, do you know somebody named Matthew? And I was so confused. I'm like, yo, who is this, man? You know what I mean? Like, I'm over, you know what I mean? Like, you calling me at this morning? They're like, yeah, we have a kid here. We don't know who he is, but he has a sweater that says HOG. So we Googled it, and then this number came up. That's how I found out. You know what I'm saying? And I will never forget that. You know what I mean? And again, we always gonna honor Matt. You know what I mean? He is House of Glory. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's always gonna be like that. You know what I mean? Like, he's always gonna have a place in my heart. You know what I mean? And I could speak for everybody. You know what I mean? He had a relationship. Him and Red were like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all, none of us is perfect. You know what I'm saying? But what I know, Red. You know what I mean? And him and Matt was really close. You know what I'm saying? So, we always gonna honor him. We love him. We miss him. You know what I mean? And I just pray that he's in heaven and we're gonna see him one day. You know what I'm saying? That's all I care about.
Yeah, you talking about somebody who bled HOG, House of Glory, man. That kid was
100%.
through and through, man. I wouldn't have been surprised if you guys would have put him with a hoodie, and laid him to rest, man. That would have that was what he was.
He loved HOG. I mean, there's guys out there that really, that really love the brand, man, and Matty was one of them. Not because he's not, like, you could say what you're saying. Any people that know him, they know that he loved HOG, like he loved Hog. You know what I mean? And we love him too. You know what I mean? And I'm never gonna forget him. Every year, every high intensity, there's always gonna be a Matt Travis battle royal.
Awesome. That's it. And I have to say that as we've been mentioning earlier, high intensity is House of Glories. This is their mania, baby.
Yeah.
You could come out on the hottest day, and this is what it's gonna get hotter, baby. It's gonna get hotter, baby. High intensity, July 26th, this Friday, New York City Arena, Queens, New York, guys, 7 p.m. Pull up, and of course, it's gonna be on Triller TV as well, man. BXL, as always. Thanks for your time, brother. Don't go anywhere, because I want to show you something once the camera go off. But as always, guys, thanks for you guys checking in, especially for the love that we getting at TikTok these days. You guys are showing extra love, man. Big up to you guys, and more to come for us here at Turnbuckle Tabloid, and much more. So, guys, don't go anywhere. Stick around. We got much to talk about. Check you guys.
Peace.
In a sec.
2, 1, 0. All engine